okay here in Cheektowaga on this roof inspection. I went around in the nailing textbook. Everything here is in great shape. On the neighbor's side, which I think this is the south side over here, there is an issue with the bottom course. So it's hard to tell from here, but I did put my pitch change measure on here, and the bottom course of shingles is flaring out to almost flat. And what that does is that tends to allow water to actually back up. This should be a constant. You're at a 3.212 pitch going to the roof, but the bottom edge is flattening out. And what happened is during the original construction, the fascia boards that the gutters were mounted to are higher than the roof deck, so it causes that roof flare, and that can be trouble. That can run out the roof edge. The power vent's been running for, well, before I came up here, and it's constantly running, so that means it's over 90 degrees in this attic. We don't know if the soffits are opened up. It should have turned off by now, but getting a natural airflow in here is always better than the electric. I lifted up approximately 10 joints on every section of the roof, or on every side of the roof, and there were no nails that were close to the butt joints, which is good. You're supposed to be 4 to 6 inches away, and every one I lifted up was just like that. So whoever installed it did a good job. They're the Certainty shingles. Getting rid of this metal chimney chase, because nothing's running in it right now, is a very, very good idea, because this thing's going to rot out probably within the next 2 to 3 years. And then give her the option to omit the power vent and put in a full flow vent system. The box vents are your better. If we can get the proper kind of box vents in here, it works better in the winter than the ridge vent, which is what most of the neighbors have got, is ridge vent. But that bottom edge can be an issue, and those ain't cheap to fix either. So, but that's something that when they tore the roof off, that's something that should have been brought to their attention. Maybe it was, but it's not bad over here. It is flaring up over on the back of the house. You got about 20% on the back. You got this whole, probably 3/4 of this whole side is flared up. The driveway side is not too bad, and maybe yeah, no, it's definitely okay, and the front is okay. It's just, this is your worst side, so I'm gonna go down there and see if there's any water coming in behind the gutters too. Okay, on the ground here, looking around the bottom edge, there's vented soffit panels here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the old wood overhang has been cut out, and that's something that without taking it apart we wouldn't know. Now these are old spikes and furrows, so that gutter must have gotten damaged, and I didn't notice that from up there. But the rest of the house has been replaced, all but this side here has not been replaced. You really can't see much water coming in behind the soffit, so that's good. That's good. Their ice shield must be protecting them. There's a little bit here, right over this window. Or this is a good vented spot, or it might be, I don't know if this is that's a bathroom window, and that's their exhaust vent for the bathroom. That's why it's so black right there. So we gotta be careful that condensation isn't being pushed up there. But this gutter's, yeah, this whole gutter, it's sitting down here, you can see it's racked. So maybe converting these spouts to 3x4, keeping the 2 downspouts, just enlarging them to handle more volume would make the most sense. Instead of, I wouldn't add another downspout. There is some spots where you can see daylight behind the gutter. A drip edge extension would help there, but you can see the difference in the nice shiny clean gutter here, and the paint is actually off that finish. And replacing this miter in this gutter might not be a bad idea. One of the pitfalls with the spike and furrow also is that when water hits that long nail, it trails back to the wood, unlike the hidden bracket system, where it always trails down into the gutter. So replacing this gutter is something I'd highly recommend. The only problem is we can't warranty sealant to old metals, but this being that close to the spout and that being the high end, we should be pretty safe. So if we look right under here, you can see the real darkness to the right of the shutter. So something's been getting in behind the gutter there too. That's about the only spot, and that could have just been an old ice backup issue that may have been solved once this roof is done too. So, not knowing the history of the house, it's hard to tell.